Hi there, it's Dirk here, also known as Vinny Vidi, and as you can see we're wearing the glasses because we're heading to Monaco for the Triton high roller series. I'm going to be competing in the 50k, 100k and 25k buy-in pot limit Omaha events. In this vlog you're gonna see a small recap of my travel to Monaco, from Monaco, and a couple of hand breakdowns. Please enjoy. Triton gift box official unboxing. Let's see what we have here. Water bottle, scarf to protect my neck from live reads. Got some Triton socks, Triton key holder, Triton pack of cards. Okay. Relaxing a little bit in my hotel room right now. We're about to play the 50k Triton high roller, pot limit Omaha. I stayed up till 5 in the morning playing some cash games and coin poker, so I feel a bit tired, but catching some rest, and we're gonna get started at 4 o'clock. Okay, we're jumping straight into one of the hands that I played on the stream in Monaco. Sam Greenwood wakes up with 6-6, 4 deuce, triple suited in the hijack. He has an easy fold. And I wake up with ace, queen, jack 10 suited to the ace, so I have an easy open. At the moment I'm the biggest stack at the table, so I want to apply some pressure. We're 30 people left and 14 people getting paid, or 16. So there is some ICM implications already. Sean Winter calls with the ace king 7-7, very strong hand, drawing to the nuts in many ways. And Lautaro Guerra wakes up with ace king 10 deuce double suited. This is a hand that you can potentially squeeze from the small blind. He could call as well. He decides to go for the re-raise. Arthur Martirosian gets out of the way with king, queen, queen, deuce, single suited, standard fold. I'm asking for the size of the bet, eyeing up his stack, trying to figure out how many big blinds he's playing with. And I make a relatively easy flat call. We're covering his stack. We have a very playable hand, we're drawing to the nuts, so we make the call. Sean Winter has a tough decision. In his shoes I would be calling, but I don't fault him for folding, which is what he did in the end. Let's forward that a little bit. He does muck his hand, so we're heads up to the flop. We are wishing for low flop, some flop that our opponent does not connect with. Flop comes 8, 9, 4, so we connect very heavily with the board. A 7, 10, jack, and a queen gives us a straight. So my opponent doesn't connect with the board at all, so there's not much else for him to do than to check, because this is also a board that doesn't really connect with the other hands that he 3-bets. He's 3-betting a lot of aces, a lot of high cards, so it's hard for him to get away with a bluff on this board. He does take his sweet time, he doesn't want to quickly check and give some reads to me, so it takes a little while, does end up checking. So here we have a decision. We can either check bet or bet small. And I think it's a pretty straightforward thing that we have to do. We impose a lot of pressure on our opponent by betting big. We don't have a made hand, so as you can see we only have 47% to win this hand versus his 53%, so taking the pot away here and now far outweighs the other options. So I decide to go for a pot bet and we take this pot down. Heading into day 2 with a big stack in the 100k Triton PLO.
He's having a tough time with real cards.
So we're heading into day 2 with a very sizable stack for the 100k PLO main event of the Triton series. Already dreaming about that sizable 2.3 million cash. But first we have to play for a full day. And with 20 players left, we hop into this hand. Quick overview of my table. We have Daniel DeVoris here sitting on a cutoff. We have Jason Koon, Mr. Kronwitter and myself. On this table we want to put some pressure on the stacks that have less chips than we do. So Jason Koon has 1.1 million chips, I have 1.2 million chips and Kronwitter has 620,000 chips. Daniel has 1.7 million chips, so we kind of want to stay away from this guy until we make the 14th place and then we can take a couple of risks. So in this hand, Daniel DeVoris decides to call pre-flop. Jason Koon does the same thing. Mr. Kronwitter completes in the small blind. And we wake up in the big blind with King, Jack, 8, 10 double suited. We don't want to get involved too much with Daniel DeVoris, but this hand is so strong that we have to raise it up. So we raise to 125,000 chips. Daniel DeVoris calls, Jason Koon calls, and Mr. Kronwitter folds. The flop comes ace for queen with 2 spades. With the king, jack, 10, 8, we don't really connect with this board super hard, but since we're only playing super strong hands from this position, we can get away with some bluffs. For this reason, we decide to bet 1/3, hoping that our opponents fold. Daniel DeVoris calls, so that's kind of the worst situation that we could find ourselves in. And then on the turn, a 6 of diamond rolls off. I'm thinking about the range of hands that Daniel could have. He cannot have aces because he would have raised it pre-flop. He can definitely hold queens, in which case if we do bluff he's gonna call us off. He can still hold a hand like ace queen, naked without any backup draws, and maybe a hand like ace king 10 with spades. We're finding ourselves in a spot where we have a very weak hand when it comes to showdown, but we still have a lot of equity if we bet our hand and we get called. Our range is very strong. It consists of many aces. Ace queen, king jack is another hand that comes to mind. A lot of aces with flush draws. So here in the tournament, Daniel also doesn't want to get involved with a marginal holding. So I'm still expecting folds from hands like naked ace queen and ace 4 king 10. I don't know. He should be raising it, but maybe he has it. I'm expecting to get called by queens. I'm expecting to get called by ace queen with a redraw, but we still have some outs if we do get called here. Let's see what happens. We apply maximum pressure, 705k chips into 705k, and Daniel goes all in. So that's pretty bad news because obviously we want to take down the pot without risking our tournament life. He shows his hand. His hand is ace queen with 2 spades, so that's a hand that he's never gonna fold, but I still think we would generate a lot of folds on the turn. So we're hoping for a king, a jack, a 10 or a diamond, and we can scoop up this pot. And if we do win this pot, we have a very decent shot at actually winning or getting far into the tournament. So the dealer deals the last card and it's an 8 of spades. So Daniel makes his flush and we're out of the tournament.
And welcome back to what has now become a three-man booth here in the $100,000 pot limit Omaha, Maine. And that, of course, is courtesy of both the efforts and, in turn, the grace of Henry Kilbane, who reached out to none other than the one they call Veni Vidi, Dirk Gerritza. And hopefully I won't have to say that surname again as we do welcome you into the booth. And just ask you, Dirk, how has this first Triton Festival been for you?
It's been phenomenal, really. The first Triton for me. I haven't had any big cashes, but the way you're treated here as a poker player and how everything is set up has been a crazy good experience. Yeah.
For sure. I mean, I have to ask, you know, for someone in your shoes, like, what is the motivation to come to a Triton and, you know, play against what seems like to be some of the best PLO players in the world?
Partly the prestige. I mean, winning here is, I guess, the biggest win you can have money-wise and also prestige-wise. So coming here and showing my skill is one of the biggest motivators here. Yeah.
That seems to be the case, right? With like a lot of poker players, it's like, I want to come and compete against the best. It's the place where if I want to be known as one of the best in the world, I have to come here and earn it. So, yeah, good to have you here, man. Glad to see you venturing out to the Triton series for sure.
I appreciate the invite. I'm back where the vlog started. We min cashed the 50k. We fired 2 bullets in the 50k, 2 bullets in the 100k and 1 bullet in the 25k. So financially it wasn't exactly what we hoped for, but the overall experience was very positive. Enough motivation to fly off to the Bahamas, and of this trip we'll make a little vlog too. Thanks for watching, everyone.